Hey everyone. So today we're tackling a topic that can feel, well, pretty intimidating, building wealth. But what if it's actually simpler than you think? Let's jump in and find out.
All right, let's get right into it. Our whole goal here is to just demystify this whole building wealth thing and show you that it's something you can absolutely do. It's totally within your reach. But before we get into the nuts and bolts, let's start with a really important question. What does wealth actually mean to you? For some people, it's the whole mansion and a fancy sports car dream. But for a lot of us, it might just be, I don't know, the freedom to pay your bills without that knot in your stomach.
So, whether your dream is buying a home or sending your kids to college, whatever it is, that's your personal quest. And to help you get there, we've laid out a super simple 5-step map. Think of it as our journey for today. First, we're going to learn the language. Then, we'll create your financial blueprint. After that, we'll talk about how to make your money grow. Then we tackle how to master credit and debt. And finally, how to protect everything you've built. Sound good? Let's get started.
Okay, first things first, we've got to learn the language. Seriously, once you get a handle on just a few key terms, it's like everything else just clicks. This is the absolute foundation, the bedrock of your entire financial journey.
All right, word number one, asset. The simplest way to think about an asset is this. It's anything that puts money in your pocket or grows in value over time. We're talking things like your savings account, stocks, or a house that's worth more and more each year.
And then you've got the flip side, liabilities. A liability is the total opposite. In one word, debt. It's all the money you owe. Things like a car loan, student loans, or those pesky credit card balances. These are the things that take money out of your pocket.
Okay, so you've got assets and liabilities. This brings us to probably the single most important formula in your financial life, net worth. And it's so simple. It's just your assets minus your liabilities. That's it. This number is your personal measure of wealth. Think of it like a financial snapshot. It shows you exactly where you stand right this very second.
Let's make this real with an example. Meet Anthony. So what he did was list out everything he owns, all his assets, right? His cash, savings, car, it all added up to $46,500. Then he listed everything he owes, his liabilities, like his car loan and credit cards. That came to $22,500. So he just did the math, assets minus liabilities. And boom, his net worth is $24,000. It's a really simple calculation, but it gives you such a powerful number. It's your starting line.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It's not about how much money you make, it's about how much of that money you actually keep. You could have a huge income, but if you're spending it all, you're not getting wealthier, you're just living large. The real goal here is to make that net worth number go up. So, okay, you've got your number, now what? I mean, knowing your net worth is a great start, but it's the plan that's going to make it grow. This next part is all about making a crucial shift, from being someone who just wishes for financial security to someone who actually does something about it.
And this really brings us to two very different mindsets, right? On one side, you've got Sonia, who we're calling the doer. She tracks every dime, she has savings, she feels like she's in the driver's seat of her own future. But on the other side, there's Gabby, the wisher. Now, Gabby makes good money, but she's always living paycheck to paycheck, has a bunch of credit card debt, no budget, and you know what the only real difference is between them? It's that one little word, a plan.
So check this out. When Gabby finally decided, okay, I'm going to be a doer, she sat down and made a budget. And the transformation is, wow. I mean, look, at first, she was actually in the red by $85 every single month. But just by making a few small, deliberate changes, picking up a little overtime, cutting back on some entertainment costs, she completely flipped the script. Now she has a surplus of $125 a month. And that is money she can put to work building her wealth.
So how do you actually make saving a real, consistent habit? Here's the secret. You take willpower completely out of the equation. You automate it. You set it up so that money is automatically moved into your savings account the second your paycheck lands. It's called paying yourself first, and you do it before you even have a chance to miss the money. When you put your savings on automatic pilot, building wealth stops being a chore and just becomes what you do. Okay, now we get to the really exciting part. Once you've got that saving system down, the next step is to put that money to work for you. This is where your money starts making more money. We're talking about the power of investing. If there's one, magic weapon in this whole wealth building game, it is compound interest. It's incredible. Let's go back to Gabby's $125 a month. If she just tucked that away in a shoebox for 30 years, sure, she'd have $45,000. Not bad. But
If she invested that same money and it earned an average of 8% interest, that 45 grand would balloon to over $187,000. That right there is the mind-blowing power of your money starting to make its own money. So where do you even start with investing? Well, a great way to think about it is like a pyramid. You've got to start with a really strong, solid foundation. That's your financial plan, your goals, your insurance. Once that's in place, you can start building up, moving from safer, short-term things like savings accounts up to medium-term stuff like bonds, and then at the top, the riskier long-term investments like stocks. The key, though, is you have to build it from the ground up. And please remember this. Smart investing is not about get-rich-quick schemes. It's the opposite. It's about being patient and being informed. You've got to do your homework, make sure you understand every single cost and fee, and always, always trust your gut. If an investment sounds way too good to be true, you know the saying, it almost certainly is. All right, so we've spent a lot of time talking about how to grow the assets side of the equation. But now we've got to talk about the other side, managing your liabilities. This part is all about taming that financial beast we call debt and learning how to use credit as a powerful tool, not a trap. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Remember Sonia, our doer? She wanted a new TV. So she saved up and paid $1,500 for it. In cash. Done. Simple as that. Now her friend Vince, he bought the exact same TV, but he slapped it on a store credit card with a 22% interest rate. By the time he finally paid it off, that TV actually cost him $2,200. That is a $700 difference. Poof, gone, vanished into interest payments. That's $700 that could have been building his wealth, but instead it built the credit card companies. So, you see, the goal is to build good credit so that when you do need a loan, you get a really low interest rate. And the rules for doing this are surprisingly simple. Number 1, pay your bills on time, every single time. Number 2, keep your credit card balances as low as you can. And number 3, check your credit report every year to make sure there are no mistakes. That's really it. It's all about being consistent. Okay, we're on the home stretch. You've done all this hard work to build up your net worth. The final step on our map, and it is a crucial one, is protecting it. You've built this treasure. Now you have to build a shield around it. And your main tool for that? It's insurance. Think of it as your financial shield. It protects you from those big, unexpected curveballs life can throw at you. I'm talking about your car, your home, your health. Having the right coverage in place is what prevents one single bad event from totally wiping out everything you've worked so hard to save. And here's a pro tip. Shop around for it and review your coverage every single year. Make sure you have what you need and that you're getting the best possible price. You know, all of this really brings us to a final thought, and this quote from Ben Franklin just captures it perfectly. The entire journey we've just walked through, it's really an investment in knowledge, because understanding these basic principles, that's what gives you the power to actually take control of your financial life. So look, now you have the map. You get the language, you have the blueprint, and you know about the tools to both grow and protect your wealth. There's really only one question left to ask, and it's the most important one of all. What's your first step? Because this whole journey, it really begins the very moment you decide to start. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. If you found this valuable, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more.